back to the Adaptive Minds podcast. My name is Nick Boudreau, and I will be your host today. So, what's going on, guys? As I don't know if you guys actually listened to my last podcast. It was a little crusty because I was a little sick, but I'm feeling a lot better now. I didn't get the full blown like flu or norovirus, anything like that. I just had a really bad raspy throat and a cough for a little bit, but I am back in action. So hoping to put out some more podcasts this week, sticking true to my Wednesday nights. It is approximately 11 p.m. here in beautiful Southern California. And today I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about the new Starbucks Blonde Roast. Now, I don't know if you guys have tried it or not, but it's a new, apparently lighter style. It's a little smoother style espresso roast. And I actually remember back in 2012, they tried to bring a type of blonde back, or a blonde around, and it didn't do so well, so they kind of canned it and stuck with the traditional dark roast, which I've just become really accustomed to. So, I thought I'd try it. So, well, first of all, let me tell you guys about how I drink my coffee. Usually when I go to Starbucks, depending on the day, I'll just do like an iced Americano, which is basically venti. So I think it's 2 shots espresso over ice and add some water to, I guess, balance it out and to fill it up a little bit. And that's how I like it. No milk, no nothing, and just straight. And I've always liked the taste of the espresso. So when they came out with the blonde, I was like, it's apparently supposed to have the exact same amount of caffeine and just a smoother version. So, it was one day before work. I just went into Starbucks and I was actually going to get a cold brew because I was feeling it that night. And I said, hey, shit, they got the blonde. Let me go ahead and try it. So I ordered my same venti iced Americano with the blonde. And I was pretty excited to try it. Get back to work. I start sipping it. I'm like, wow. This tastes the exact same. I can't tell a difference. So I'm pretty sure that they just gave me the regular espresso. I don't think they even gave me the blonde that time. So I was like, this can't be right. So I went back a few days later to an actual different Starbucks, and I got the same thing, the iced Americano blonde, and it tasted like it should have. It actually tasted different. It didn't taste like the same shit, which I'm pretty convinced I got the first time, unless I was just that numb to it. But it definitely tastes, I wouldn't say smoother, but it's okay. I'm pretty sure it was the same price too. I don't think there's a different price in the blonde, but it's pretty interesting. I'm kind of glad they're bringing some sort of variation. I know like Coffee Bean and things like that have more of different types of blends, and I think they get more seasonal things in than Starbucks does. Starbucks usually just has their same stuff that they just cycle, like 3 types of beans in and out, and it's okay a lot of times. But it's funny, I can actually drink the espresso over ice and water like that plain, but I can't stand their pie place just black like that. I have to add something to it because it just tastes burnt, in my opinion. I mean, I'm sure a lot of people like it, but I don't like it. It tastes like some recycled motor oil or something, that they just got pumping through every day. It just tastes like it's just sitting in that pot all day, or their little, thermoses all day, and I don't like it. So I ended up sticking with espresso, and I used to actually get caramel macchiatos a lot, and those are good, but the milk, makes it a little softer. You don't really taste the espresso as much, but I've been staying true to my iced Americano, which is pretty good. I'm pretty fascinated actually with coffee, with all the different types and things like that. It's a whole world that I'm looking to kind of explore coming up. I kind of want to know. I don't really know the difference between a cappuccino and a latte and things like that, but I think it'd be fun to kind of dive into that world and see what the hell's the difference, and just kind of go against the grain on how I just, or my norm, which is the iced Americano. So I'll go ahead and give that a shot coming up. So I look forward to that. I'm looking forward to it. Actually, it's funny is I drink a lot of coffee now since I'm back in school. If you guys listen to my last podcast, you know that I started school last week. So second week going strong. But yeah, I drink a lot of coffee now. Being back in school, I used to never drink coffee. It's a funny story until shit, I was like 19 or 20 when I started working some early mornings, kind of overnight shifts at work, and yeah, never. I was literally. My parents told me as a kid, it's gonna sound dumb, but that coffee would fucking stunt your growth. So I was like, fuck, man, my family's short enough. I don't want to be fucking short my whole life, so I ain't gonna drink coffee, you know? So, but growing up, I always saw my dad make coffee in the morning. He worked early mornings too, and every morning, man, that was his thing. He would just drink coffee and go. So once I started working, fucking starting at 2:45, 3 in the morning, I was like, I guess this is the kind of thing to do. So I just picked up coffee and I haven't looked back. You know, I started with one cup here and there, and I don't even know if it like woke me up in the beginning, because when you start a new or do something new at your work, you're kind of just focused. You're not in the zone yet, or like in the rhythm. So I don't know if it was really waking me up or whatever, but yeah. And when I was all stoked, I went out and bought my own coffee pot, and I went to the Vons right by my house, and there's just a giant aisle of coffee where you kind of just don't even know where to start. And I don't even remember what the hell I took. I probably picked up the Safeway brand, just some cheap stuff to drink. So, but I remember I was so stoked, just set my fucking timer for like, I don't know, 3:30. I think I was starting at 3, so like 2:45. Come downstairs, that shit's brewing, get my cup, and I'm out of there. So yeah, I start with one cup, and then those throwaway reusable cups, and then upgraded to a thermos. I ended up getting a big thermos that held like 6 cups, and by the end of my shift, I was finishing the whole thing off, and I was like, oh my god, I just drank almost 6 cups. That's a lot of coffee to be drinking. So once that happened, once I realized that, I kind of phased back down to 1 cup in the morning, stuff like that. Even through school, like that was my routine. I work it overnight, get up, drink some coffee, and then go to school, and that's kind of what got me through, I guess. I mean, I don't know if it's really of a big caffeine thing, or if it's just kind of a mental thing that you're drinking something. But on those cold winter mornings, it's nice to have something warm to be sipping on. So yeah, that's kind of how I started drinking coffee, and then I haven't looked back, let me tell you. But now I'm at the working off the Kruigs lately for my get up in the morning and go, and you buy the pods and stuff like that, but it's okay. I mean, they're not great cups of coffee, but they get you through. But my girlfriend actually got me a sampler pack of like 7 different types of coffee. So I've been doing that in the Keurig, where you fill up the little reusable. But for some reason, I don't know if it's me or if it's just the way they're designed, I just cannot get my ratio right. It's always it seems to be a little too grainy at the bottom of my cup, but that just might be how it is with the K-Cups. But still, like I said, it gets me through. But I was sipping on this Sumatran blend last week from that. Man, it was good. I love that shit. And this week I just finished my Kona this morning from Hawaii, and that's delicious too. So I really got to, venture out besides just the basic ass coffee. There's a whole world out there. And what kind of got me into new types of coffee was I usually take a yearly trip to visit the family in Louisiana, and down there they sip on community coffee, and that is some good shit. Let me tell you that. And once you go to that shit, man, it was hard to come back. Actually, when I came back from my first trip out there after drinking coffee, I was like, my god, I gotta order this shit. And I was literally ordering it, and they were shipping it from Louisiana, and my god, that is some delicious coffee. I mean, I'm probably gonna place an order tomorrow. I think about it, get some more of that stuff, because it's just absolutely delicious. And I just like that. I don't know what the hell they roast it or how they do it, but their dark blend is absolutely amazing. I actually ordered their dark. At one point I had their breakfast blend, and I had one of their Colombian fair trade blends or something like that, and just absolutely delicious. So that's kind of what got me on like different types of coffee, not just the basic. And then I've just been slowly trying to get over the hurdle of just drinking this basic ass shit. So I'm excited to be trying some new things, and hopefully break out of my shell a little bit in the coffee wise, because there is just a world of coffee out there. And I saw some one video someone posted. It was about how people, all the different types of countries and how they drink their coffee. And there's some funky ass shit out there. Like some people drink their coffee with lime in it and stuff like that. It's like, maybe I'll give those a try and then talk about it, because that sounds a little funky monkey to me. But you never know. But back to this blonde espresso. Like I said, I'm pretty excited that they are changing it up a little bit and brought it back. But I don't know. It just wasn't enough of. It's a little. I don't know. I wouldn't say smoother, but it has more of a different taste. And I don't know if it's better or not. Maybe I need to try it inside like an actual hot drink and not just over ice. Maybe that'll change the way it is. It might be better that way. So I'll probably give that a shot tomorrow night, Thursday. I got work, so I'll swing by there and pick up probably a nice cup of coffee before I start my little shift. So pretty interesting. I've also been looking into, I think it's called Caveman Coffee. They sell a nitro brew that I'm interested in trying. Cause I don't know. I get in these weird moods. I like hot coffee, and then I like sometimes just only cold coffee, iced coffees, and like that. So, but Caveman Coffee's got this cold brew. It's like some crazy amount of fucking caffeine in a small little can. Oh, yeah, that might be pretty good. Just because sometimes, like when you wake up, whether you're tired or not, you just want to get that cup in you so fast, but it just comes out blistering, and you have to wait till that fucker cools down. And with a cold brew, man, you could just pound that shit. So I'm actually looking to try some of those, but it's like some ungodly amount of caffeine in the small little can. So I'm kind of nervous. The most caffeine I ever had inside a coffee was Cuban coffee, and they, as some of you guys probably know, is selling a little tiny shot, and that shit will get you going. Make you want to run through a fucking wall or something. But I had some of that my first time in Miami, and then my second time in Miami. I got some as soon as I got to the airport, 'cause we took a cruise, which I'll be talking about on another podcast about some of the trips we took. And you get off the boat at like fucking 10 in the morning, and then my flight wasn't like 7:15 or some shit. So I got to the airport. I think by the time we got off the boat, got a taxi, got to Miami International, and it ended up being like 12 or 1. So we went to this, I can't remember the name of the place. It's a famous Cuban place. They had, I can't remember. It has the name of, it's in the airport, but it's like an actual restaurant, but they had like a subsection in the airport. Damn, I can't remember the name of it. And we got some Cuban food and stuff like that. And then I got my Cuban coffee. It's like 80 cents a fucking shot. And down that sucker. And then I was just sitting in the airport walking around. Ended up going to the bookstore, and I bought a book. And I was just in there reading it, all cracked out. And then they're like, they called our thing saying, we're going to be boarding pretty soon. Our plane arrived. I'm like, oh man, I got to get one fucking more. So I, ran to the little cafe, got a Cuban coffee. And after I drank that, I was like, maybe I shouldn't have done that. I kind of got scared. I'm like, what if I don't get like cardiac arrest or something, while I'm on the plane, a fucking 5-hour flight. But I was good. And I'm like just smashing that book, just fired up, I think I edited some of my video from the trip too. 'Cause, you just want to go. But I wasn't like crazy fidgety from that. I would just awake, and that's kind of what I like. I don't like being all fucking fidgety and stuff like that. And antsy, it's not really my cup of tea. I like to kind of have a prolonged caffeine, not high, but like a caffeine buzz, just get me going and then keep me going. I don't want to be going up and crashing, it's kind of like what those monsters in Red Bull will do to you. But man, I don't want to get off track, but sometimes I get a dirty craving for a Red Bull. I'm not a fan of them, but sometimes, I maybe it's the fucking advertising, the marketing. You see that commercial, like, oh my God, I kind of want one of those, But luckily, I've been staying away from them because those aren't that good for you. I'd rather do a straight black cup of coffee. Maybe it makes me feel better. It's probably not that bad for you, but I think it's better. So it's kind of exciting, to get into the coffee scene. I'm looking forward to it. I really am. Maybe so I'll reach out to these, local companies. I think there's like a local shop from Moore Park and See Me, and I think there's actually a still mom pop coffee shop in TO or Newberry. that sells coffee. Maybe I'll go talk to them. Have them tell me, give me their best dark blend, and I'll talk about it on here. And actually, no, it just hit me. They got open. I don't know if you guys ever had it. It's called a Better Buzz Coffee. Man, that's some good stuff too. I had that in San Diego. Me and Shayna took a trip down there for our anniversary. Well, not this past December, the December before. And we on the way back, we stopped and got a Better Buzz Coffee. And man, that shit was good. But I ended up getting a Frappuccino. Looking back at it now, I don't know why the hell I did that. I should have got a real drink, because I'm pretty sure they don't put much real coffee in it, if they put any in there at all. I think it's just a coffee base. So they got to open one of those out here, though, because San Diego's kind of far drive. Just go get a cup of coffee. At that point, I'd rather stick with my Keurig. So I guess we'll see. Kind of exciting. But yeah, I think that should be it for this podcast. Like I said, sticking true to my Wednesday nights. Trying to get as much stuff out as possible. I'm really looking forward to talking about the potential of Conor and Mayweather in the octagon. I don't know if it's just a bunch of hype shit or not, but it sounds pretty interesting. But everyone I've asked, they said they would not watch the fight just because it's so clear or obvious what would happen. How could they? I mean, I don't know how there could be any potential for, Mayweather win, but if he did, I don't fucking know. It would be some crazy shit, so I look forward to talking about that. I want to talk about Rousey signing to WWE. I guess that's what happened. You guys saw my Instagram post, but I guess that's what happens when you lose fucking 2 fights in a row. You can just jump to WWE. That had to have been an insane contract she signed. They must have gave her some serious money to keep her over there. But I said this before, probably on the podcast, is I think she's done, son. Unfortunately, I think she just wiped through not an easy division, but a very low skill division, and that's how she became the best so fast. And now, she faced someone with actual competition, and fucking knocked out, son. So who knows? So I guess we'll see. Looking forward to it though. I also have a few friends that want to come on. Shout out to them if they're listening. Come on and talk to them stuff up on this. I got some, they better be ready. I have some curveball questions. I'll be throwing at them right as they get all warmed up. Everything's flowing. Just hit them with these zingers, stuff like that. I think it'll be kind of fun. But yep, follow me on Instagram at Adaptive Minds. I'm on SoundCloud at The Adaptive Minds. And I think I'm going to bounce off SoundCloud and roll on to something else to host on iTunes, or just I don't even know. Maybe I'll just stick with SoundCloud and keep it on there. It's kind of, well known. And then I also kind of want to do some, I don't know if you guys have heard of the app Anchor, some Anchor podcasts, try to get my stuff growing up on there. Maybe do these quick 30 minutes or 15-minute podcasts, just little rants and things like that. I think of, because I'm telling you, all day, I think of this, just fucking, I got to talk about it on the podcast. There's so much interesting shit I've been learning about at school and just been chatting with people. So I look forward to bringing that out. Some interesting stuff. I'll leave you with this, a little question. What do you guys think is the most commonly bought thing before a hurricane hits at a Walmart? And what do you think the most commonly bought thing after a hurricane hits from Walmart? And I was way off. I think the answer would kind of surprise you, but, fuck it, maybe not. We live in a weird time. Crazy shit's happening all day, every day. So I will pick up this hopefully in the next few days, and let's talk about some more fun stuff. And yep, 11:15, that's my curtain call, guys. All right, I will talk to y'all later. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you.